Before we get started brewing with malt extract, I'll show you the basic components of a starter equipment kit. Here we have a primary fermenter where we'll put the beer during the primary fermentation stage. Here we have the secondary fermenter. We have sanitizer to keep everything sanitized. We have a hydrometer which will tell us the alcohol content of the beer. We have an auto siphon. This is how we will get the beer from the primary fermenter over to the secondary fermenter using the auto siphon and the siphon hose. We have the liquid crystal thermometer to tell us the temperature of the beer while it's fermenting. We have a carboy brush to clean the carboy, a rubber stopper to hold the airlock after we transfer it from the primary over to the secondary fermenter. We have the bottling bucket where we'll transfer the beer from the secondary fermenter to the bottling bucket. This has a spigot on it, which we'll reattach the hose to the spigot. On the other end, we have a bottle filler. This is what we'll use to fill all of the bottles, and a bottle capper and caps. And those are the basic components that we'll demonstrate in the video for you now. First thing you're going to need to brew beer is a good brew kettle. Ideally, you're going to have a brew kettle that is 4 to 5 gallon capacity to allow room for the foaming and the bubbles that are going to occur during the brewing process while you boil the beer. Stainless steel like we have here is going to work best to control the temperature to maintain a nice steady rolling boil, but enamel will also work for brewing beer. Most home brewing recipes are made up to make 5 gallons of beer, which is approximately 54 12-ounce bottles. Here is a typical Midwest recipe kit. Here we have specialty grains, the malt extract, the hops, the straining bag, the yeast, and the priming sugar. And I'll talk more about each of those ingredients in detail as we add them to the brew. When it comes to the water that you're going to brew your beer with, ideally the more water that you can boil, the better. That's why we recommend a 4 to 5 gallon brew kettle. A 5 gallon brew kettle allows you to boil up 3 gallons of water. As far as water goes, there's a general rule of thumb. If the water is good enough to drink and it tastes good, typically it's good enough to brew beer with. If you're unsure of the quality of your water, or if you have well water, you may consider using spring water to brew your beer with for best results.